Ba ba ba
Bum, ba, ba,
bum, ba
ba,
ba
ba,
ba
ba,
bum,
ba,
bum,
ba, ba, ba,
ba
ba,
ba ba bum.
ba. Ba-da.
Star Wars, nothing
All
but
right, guys,
Star Wars.
we are reviewing the first episode of The Mandalorian. Oh my god, Jay's already seen it 3 times.
Hey,
We just
Mondo.
watched it. Oh my god, there's so much to talk about. But we're gonna keep the first 10 to 15 minutes spoiler free for anybody that wants to just get our overall thoughts on everything. Um, I know you can't really judge a series by the first episode, but I thought this first episode was pretty breathtaking. You got a lot of moments that you weren't expecting, which we'll get into when we do the spoiler part of the episode. But I'm really excited to go over this. Um, yeah. So let's go to my two panelists, Jay and James, both here. You guys know them from the Transvail world. But Jay, overall thoughts on the first episode, spoiler free. What did you think?
It was crazy when Captain Kirk showed up with a hologram of Spock, bro. No, so I watched this last night when it dropped twice, and then I watched it 3 times today. Actually, 4 times now. So I've watched this episode 6 times in total. I absolutely love this, and this isn't a spoiler because it happens in the first 3 minutes of the show. When that dude gets cut in half by that fucking door, dog. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse my French. When that dude gets cut in half by that door, it just brings. It's not Boba Fett, but
Oh yeah,
this dude blows Boba Fett out the water.
this
He's got the
this is
Oh,
swag.
that's
this
not
is
hard. That's not
this is
hard to
not your
do.
daddy's Boba Fett. This is a true blue fucking Mandalorian.
Bro, this episode
It's
hits.
we're late in the night. It's free range on anything.
This episode hits like a spaghetti western, like a man with no name almost. Sergio Leone films is what I get from this. The way he walks, his cape draped over his shoulders, not really actually seeing a whole lot of who he is as a character for the first portion of it. We get to build up to that, and I love that.
James, I believe you watched it the first time with me, right? This is the
Yeah,
first time you seen
I don't got Disney Plus.
it. Overall thoughts of the first
Um,
episode. No spoilers.
all I can say is that Patton Oswalt would be proud as Boba Fett climbed out of the Sarlacc pit and put on the Infinity Gauntlet. It was.
Jesus,
It's.
the worst.
I mean, I'll just say I'll probably be the most negative here, but in general, I thought it was really fun, and I think this as the spearhead of the new trajectory of Star Wars as a franchise, or even as a what's the proper word? Yeah, just like the embodiment of just Star Wars and not just the films. I think it's a really great step forward, especially for someone who didn't take in a lot of the TV content like Rebels and Clone Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a hell of a start off. When you think about, everywhere that the animated shows have been, what they've done, this is definitely, and you can tell by who directed this episode. I'll spoil that later because I don't know if it's actual, like, if
It's knowledge. It's general.
it's knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just didn't know it was general knowledge, and it kind of hit me at the end of the episode when I was like, "Oh my god, he directed the episode." But Dave Filoni, you can. I didn't want to say it, but you can get nods of Clone Wars and Rebels in this show, and it's like so good. The comedy from it is like it's very Dave Filoni esque, John Favreau kind of comedy, which I like. It for me, this hits a lot of the notes that you want in a Star Wars show, that you want in a Star Wars film. So, JJ, go ahead and rewrite some of that film and go ahead and make sure that it's like this. Because if you do this, this is what fans are going to rejoice at. Like, this is the type of material that fans love. It broadens the world because there's creatures in it that I didn't see, and we'll deep dive into that. I'm trying to make it 10 minutes so that with the spoiler. the music, the score, I thought it was absolutely done brilliantly.
See, I think it was interesting. A lot of it felt maybe it was. Okay, no, I'm not going to say that, but I think it was interesting. It felt very score light, especially compared to the Star Wars saga. I feel like much of the films you could sort of enjoy without the dialogue, and the score sort of like carries that emotion. I think this is like it takes prowess in the silence, and again, like Jay said, with just like the dead looks of the mask and the long walks with the cape flowing. It has a great energy and vibe to it. It doesn't need the music, and somehow that makes it work even better.
Yeah, and I get that, but I'm talking about the themes that come in. Star Wars has always been theme heavy, and the Mandalorian's theme is perfect. Him and someone else's theme combined together is perfect because you can hear it, and it's like it's perfect. It's a perfect ode to like John Williams, and what he did with Star Wars. I think I think you get nods of the film's theme. We'll talk about that later because that's definitely causing
when he gets there's one that I want to point out that I'm not sure like a lot of people picked up on. When he opens the door when he goes to talk to the guy. I won't spoil that. When he goes to talk to the guy and he sees what he sees in that room, there's a very faint in the background, and it just worked really well with everything else that was
super subtle. But it was like perfect. It was like that is
granted, I had to watch it 6 times.
No, I heard it. I heard it. I mean, I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about it because I don't want to talk about like everything full force because I do want to break down this episode when we get into it. But we're reaching the 7-minute mark. Sorry, guys. I can't hold out any longer.
Okay, wait. Here, sorry. I'll give us a little bit more time.
Okay, go ahead. Give us a little more time, Spence.
So here's what I'll say. I'm not the biggest fan of the episode, only compared to you two, because I so fucking loved it. I think the actual pacing of it was really strange. Especially, I wouldn't really consider it a spoiler when he goes on that let's say call it a training montage with those weird fish T-Rex looking motherfuckers. It just I felt the pace of it just
blurred.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to fully get into that, but I get what you're saying. The pacing. I can see your point. For me, I love the pacing because it reminded me very much of the original trilogy pacing, which this series happens 5 years. They had to tell me about this because I haven't been reading up on the Mandalorian because I wanted to stay as blind as possible for this series. But they let me know that it's happening 5 years after Jedi, and I'm like, this is amazing. I think the pacing very much it's reminiscent of New Hope because in New Hope they got those little dull points. But it picks up during certain parts. And I think
Falcon training with the remote droid, and then 15 minutes later, he's watching Obi-Wan Kenobi fight fucking Darth Vader. Yeah,
in 0.5, we're gonna say they were fighting in 0.5 speed. That's 0.5 speed, guys. It's not actually 1 day. It's slowed down for you guys. But all right, we're gonna give you guys a total of 15 seconds that to jump out. If you do not want this episode spoiled, because I want to dive into this full force.
1, 2, 14, 15.
Han Solo fucking dies. Okay.
You're the worst. And in 3 seconds, we'll be good. Yeah, we're good. All right, guys, it's spoiler fucking territory. Guess what? If you're still here, fucking Yoda's in this. A creature like Yoda. A creature like Yoda is in this. It might be Yoda. Who knows? We don't know if he can be reborn. It might take 5 years.
Can we name them?
I don't care. I don't care. Give
can
me
be called Yodel.
They actually don't have a specific name. They don't.
Call it fucking Yodel.
No, I can't wait.
You're not calling them Yodels.
No, they're not Yodels. But they're not a delicious subpar version of a shit, what are they called? Swiss roll. A Swiss roll. Swiss roll. They are not a subpar version of a Swiss roll. Swiss rolls are chocolate things. Yodels are chocolate skinny things.
I know what a Swiss roll is.
Yeah, but a yodel is like a Swiss roll.
A yodel is the Hydrox version.
It's what's the goose?
The bargain bin.
No, the goose brand. Because I like some of their pies. Their pies are pretty good.
Are you eating goose pies?
I think it's Strikes. Yes, I'm eating goose pies. They're delicious.
Okay, so I have a weird note on this.
Let's jump into this. The very beginning lets you know what the fuck this is. It lets you know that this is not your daddy's Boba Fett. And that scene where they're tormenting that guy, and I'm like, please, somebody just step the fuck in. And he steps in and takes out all three of these motherfuckers. Like, guys, he takes out all three.
We finally have a Mandalorian that fucking does something.
Whoa. Take that back. Rebels.
I don't watch TV shows, Doug.
Live action. Let's be real. In the original trilogy, Boba Fett had 5 lines, and one of them was "Ah!"
And half-hour special that nobody likes to talk about.
No. Get that light day shit out of here.
Oh, you don't like Chewbacca's son?
Wait, no. And then you have Jango Fett, who has the greatest level in the Lego video game.
All right, we're not talking about that. Talking about the Mandalorian. Jay, that opening scene, you relate a little bit into it when they cut that guy with the door. That was fucking nuts.
Oh, dude. So that's very, very Western-ish right there. The opening scene when they've got the dude on the table, they're like, oh, let's cut out his fucking glands and sell him down at the fucking port. That's one thing. That's dope. You know, you see that a lot of times in any sort of fucking Western. They're taking advantage of somebody. So you kind of get emotionally attached to him, at least right there. And then you're like, oh, okay, so he's the target of our main guy. And I just really want to talk about Pedro Pascal real quick.
God, tell me. All right, so I know Pedro is supposed to be like the main character. I made a comment while we were watching it. He picks up a staff. I'm like, oh no, are we gonna? You don't have the best luck with staff. So you don't have the best luck with. You don't have the best luck with staffs. Maybe stay away from them.
Dirty.
They did him so dirty in Game of Thrones, but no. All right, so the gravitas, I know people don't like using that word just because it's a generic like bargain bin word, but it really was. He pulled you in. He used his gravity of his personality to be able to pull you in, and you got that conveyed with a helmet on the entire fucking time. Hollywood, here you go. You don't need to see people's faces to get
no,
great.
No, don't say that. Don't say that, because then everybody will get the Tom Hardy treatment.
No, I'm not saying the Tom, but I mean,
everybody will get the Tom Hardy treatment. That man was in 8 movies in a span of 6 years, and you didn't see his face fucking once. Don't do that.
All right, but I'm saying, like, for roles that you know they need a mask for the entire time, calling out shots to Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, calling out shots as Deadpool in Will Smith as Deadpool, or not Deadpool. Deadshot. Yeah, I sound like a fucking nerd. As Deadshot, like I think there's an ability that classic actors should be able to have, and that's being able to pull you into the performance through their voice and through their body language. That I think a lot of people have lost over nowadays, but I think his performance was fucking fantastic through this entire episode.
I also think that the combination of Dave Filoni directed, Jon Favreau wrote this episode.
It was
Favreau needs to go back to writing.
Yes,
like I don't mind him. I don't mind him as a director. I just think he's a better writer than he is a director.
All right, Spence, you're sitting there making comments under your breath. Go ahead, make your comments. Make your comments real.
I mean, I really like Zethouris. I don't know why he needs to go back to writing. Let's keep him as director.
Well, I like him as a writer, though. I mean, it shows his ability to actually write. Like, I love Chef. Chef was written and directed by him. I love him in that movie. I love it, written, directed, and acted in. But
shout out to Iron Man.
Iron Man. Iron
Man
Man.
2.
We don't
No,
talk.
no. Iron Man 2 is all right. Okay,
It
It's
is
way-
not all right. It is on the level of Thor: The Dark World.
No.
Thor: Dark World is
Yes.
hot garbage.
No, because we get one of Sam Rockwell's best performances in that movie.
Oh,
Him
and
as
Mickey
Justin
Rourke
Hammer-
is
I
Mickey
will
Rourke is hilarious.
His
How
best
stupid he is.
performance. Fuck you both. His best performance is Confession of a Dangerous Mind. You can't change my mind.
Yes, I can. Watch Jojo Rabbit. Sam Rockwell's
I
best
haven't
fucking-
been able to watch it yet. Shut your mouth. When I will,
Shut
then
up.
maybe it'll change. You're back.
Speaking of Taika Waititi, he
Oh
fucking
my God.
died. He died.
We don't know that. He could be the voice of all the droids.
He got shot in the head, dude.
He could be the voice of all the models, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm pretty sure IG
That was
11 is
IG
a
11.
pretty, yeah, that's a pretty strict model.
No,
But-
no, because they're all IG. They're all IG models. They just have a different number attached to it. It's IG
Okay.
model number.
Yeah, because we're gonna
Yeah.
get 88 soon, right? I think I did hear
88's
something.
OG.
88's OG. Like,
Yeah, 88's original trilogy. I'm pretty sure, or is he?
Yeah. IG 88's original trilogy.
Okay, yeah.
Well-
IG 88's there with Boosh,
well-
Boss.
Whoa! Wait, what the hell?
I'm still waiting for Corona to pop on stage.
Natalie Tina Osha from Game of Thrones is in this somewhere.
In this episode?
Yes,
oh, maybe she was the woman.
maybe she was her. Oh, I think she was his mother.
Oh, she could have been his mom.
Yeah,
Because the lady behind the Mandalorian. Are you talking the lady behind the Mandalorian mask?
yeah.
No, that's
Who's that?
Her name's Emily Swallow. You fucking immature, goddamn fucking people.
It's
Wait,
too late.
no,
It's too late. We are
No,
laughing.
I'm just looking at this cast list, and fucking Ming Na Wen was in here somewhere, and I'm so sad I didn't fucking notice her.
Certain. Are you looking at this episode's cast list, or are you just looking at the
Yes.
cast list in general?
Ming Na Wen was in this, as well as Giancarlo Esposito.
No,
Wherever the hell he was.
they did not make appearances in this episode. They make appearances later in later episodes.
It says here that's in here. Maybe they haven't updated it yet, but whatever. And also, because I heard you freaking out over Mark Boone Jr. as the driver.
Oh no, Brian Posehn.
Oh, who the hell's Mark Boone Jr. then? Look at this ZZ Top motherfucker. Okay, whatever.
You said Alexandra Mana. That's who you're talking about
Who?
originally. Who you freaked out about, and when we first went into cast list.
No, Brian Posehn, who was the driver of the old land speeder.
Oh yeah, Brian. Like he's getting so much work now. He was in Deadliest Class, which was fucking phenomenal. He played like this guy who got kidnapped. Oh, dude. Deadliest Class. Oh man, if I can tell you, go read the graphic novel and then maybe watch the sci-fi show. But the graphic novel is fucking sick.
I'm just.
Mark Boone Jr. is going to be in this show. Bill Burr is going to be in this show.
Werner Herzog, bro.
Okay, no, holy shit. Okay, no. In all of this time that we're dealing with, like, Scorsese being like, oh fuck Marvel, and everyone coming out against it, Werner Herzog, who gave his greatest performance of all time in Parks and Rec Season 8, he comes in and demolishes his, like, 2-minute role here. Everything I've seen the guy act in has been amazing, and I want to see more of his
Even that episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Taika Waititi's only in one episode.
He died. He got shot, and he died. Just like Hitler got shot, and he died, played by Taika Waititi.
It's not a spoiler that actually happens in real life. Spoilers to world events from 70 fucking years ago, people.
The non-spoiler is who shot him. I mean,
Hitler can't be that bad. He killed Hitler.
Jesus, guys. Well, we can look forward to another episode being directed by Dave Filoni. Bryce Dallas Howard's directing an episode. Taika Waititi's directing an episode. I don't know who Deborah Chow is.
I think her name came up recently somewhere. I don't know where though. Over half the show now.
She did Better Call Saul, American Gods, Mr. Robot.
Fantastic
Yeah,
show.
it's a great show. The Men in the High Castle, Snowfall, Lost in
Wait.
Space,
Holy
Rain,
shit!
Iron Fist.
Dope director Rick Famuyiwa is also at home 2 episodes.
Yeah,
How many directors are they going to have? Because there's only
They
8
have
episodes.
4.
they have 5.
5, sorry. Yeah.
So there's 6, 7, 8. There's 8 episodes.
Mhm.
That irritates me.
Wow. What the fuck? Okay, so George Lucas wrote 8 episodes.
No, he
He is
didn't.
on here as right under Jon Favreau, George Lucas, series writing credits. I can't fucking read or speak
Well,
tonight.
he gets series writing credits because he wrote the original series. These are all based off of that.
Yeah.
So it's like Mary Shelley has a writing credit on Frankenstein.
It's like it's characters by.
Oh, but
Yeah.
what character does he do?
He wrote all of them.
I mean,
He did not write all of them.
created the universe, the world in which they live. So he
he
gets
wrote
credit.
Bosch,
For me,
which is the most important character
But-
apparently.
but he wasn't in the series.
Bosk?
No.
Bosk isn't
Bosk.
in the series so far.
Not in this series, no.
Well,
But
because
Transoceans are. Which
Doug the
look
Raisin,
like-
like, oh yeah, the random alien must be Bosk.
I thought it was. I was like, is that Bosk? I thought that would be
you get the
cool.
little one. It's like, oh, fucking Yoda was really.
Yo, can we talk about Carl Weathers real quick? Can we talk about
Motherfucking fucking Apollo Creed. Fucking swagger out the ass. He is this cast Lando. He is literally this cast Lando. Because he's got about as much swag as Billy D. Williams.
The real
if not more.
swag-tastic bitch here is Nick Nolte as a little puppet.
Yo,
eyebrows on
listen,
fleek, my guy.
Listen, because I said so.
Because I said so.
Oh my god, man.
You must ride the blurg.
You came from
Okay, wait.
Because
Criticism.
I've never
That's
been
the
a
worst
Mandalorian.
name I've heard in a while. Blurg. It's literally like someone just jumps.
I don't
Yo,
know. Would you want to be called Broom Boy for for an entire year, or entire 2 years? Yeah, he was literally. Isn't he casted as Broom Boy
Yes.
in Last Jedi? Like
Yeah.
that's his name. That has got to be the worst.
I don't know who you're
worst
talking
name.
about.
The kid
Star
at the
Wars.
end of the
Yeah, the one that's
At
got
the
the
end of
Jedi
episode
powers
8.
in episode.
Okay,
8.
but I still think Blurg's pretty bad because like you don't like that's a named creature. Everything else in Star. I mean, sure, there's still some dumb names like Yodel. Eventually,
Yaddle.
Yodel.
We're not calling them yodels. Fuck off.
Yodel.
He's literally
Fuck off.
called Stable Boy. He's not called Broom Boy. He's literally called Stable Boy. They did not give him a name.
You know who else is called Stable Boy? The fucking Dread Pirate Roberts, okay? You put some respect on his name.
I would say Stable Boy from Princess and the Bride.
Well, technically, his
That's
name
the
is
Dread Pirate
William,
Roberts. That's Wesley.
or Wesley, but it's not actually Stable Boy.
Robin Wright only called him Stable Boy, bitch.
But that's not what his name
It's
is.
because he
in the
let her
credits.
in her
In
stable.
the credits
Um,
of
Boy.
episode 8. His name is literally Stable Boy.
You're a stable boy.
They didn't even. You could have gave him the generic name of John if you wanted. You literally named a little boy Stable Boy. For those that are watching right now, we are in the spoiler talk of, I guess, episode 8 now instead of Mandalorian. But we're gonna get back into Mandalorian. We are in the spoiler talk, so if you have seen the episode, be free to comment. Be willing to comment if you want. You are free and willing to comment. And I'll throw the comments. You do want to comment.
This is the review.
Subscribe to this channel.
You want to subscribe to this channel and then watch Transvail. No, but
You
yeah,
want
no.
to for the Patreon to give me a magic item so I'm not a useless character.
You'll still be a useless character.
Will still transform into a horse and do nothing. An
Nay.
entire episode. No, but seriously, all right, getting back into this. So you go into him getting paid, and it's got to be less because it's a different kind of currency because he wanted to give him imperial credits, which are now kind of useless. I would say 5 years after the Empire falls, it's kind of useless. Imperial credits, they're not good here.
Okay, so Jay, I have a question for you. What was that little slab hung thing that Werner Herzog gave him that he melted down?
So it's Beskar. It's basically like it's armor. It's ore that the Mandalorians use to forge their armor.
Oh, okay,
and he said he's like, I love that this is a Star Wars version of the classic surgeon. I literally said that. I literally said that.
Garth, you gotta go rewatch. You gotta go rewatch the beginning of the episode. He literally says it.
Can't we agree that his name is the Mandalorian? That's why it's titled that.
No, that's not his name. The Mandalorian is literally probably what they call him because no one knows what his name is yet.
Maybe his name is Mandalorian.
After all, Boba Fett just a clone in stolen Mandalorian. That is true. That's canon. It's really true. Jango Fett is a real Milan.
So that would dictate, especially if he's just a clone, that would still mean that he's a Mandalorian. He's literally a clone of his father.
I don't know. That's
literally
tricky.
The same DNA.
No, because it's the same.
Literally the same DNA. That's how cloning works. That's what a clone is.
It's the same DNA. It's not with another Mandalorian to make a full-fledged Mandalorian.
You wouldn't call Dolly the fucking sheep, whatever it was, not a sheep. It's still a sheep.
It's a test tube.
Still a sheep.
Happy removal day, tumor baby.
If it talks like a sheep, it walks like a sheep.
So is this true? I don't know if this is this
well,
true?
I believe it. Isn't it the Django?
The D is silent.
Django wasn't a Mandalorian, though?
I mean...
Is that true?
Fact check.
I need
go ahead and do that.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I need to know if that's true. Because if that's true, true.
How would you guys feel about...
he said, look it up. Jango Fett wasn't a Mandalorian. He stole the armor. Please be right. Please
what would you guys think about Mr. Mandalorian, Mr. Manda, losing his mask in the series?
I think it's going to happen.
They're going
to show his face.
I
mean, they technically already did show his face in a flashback.
See, I love the idea of we never really see who it is. I think that creates because it stays loyal to the character because I don't want anyone else to see it. So why would the audience get to see it?
No dead air. Somebody keep talking.
Wow. So Garth is hitting us up with facts. Although Fett wore a set of Mandalorian armor during his time as bounty hunter, the government of Mandalore regarded him as a renegade and pretender, recruited by the Sith Lord Darth Tyrannus. Fett was relocated to a remote planet of Kamino, where he served as the genetic template of clone troopers. Wow.
Although
that's
Fett
from
Wikipedia. Okay, that's from Wikipedia all you want. But just because the government doesn't mean that, just because the government says it's the case doesn't make it true.
But it's a government of Mandalorians.
So what?
Mandalorian.
You do not have
fucking government appointation. You're a Mandalorian because you're born on Mandalore. And he was,
well, I mean, Boba Fett, Jango Fett.
Hold on, Garth, you're there. Garth, you're there. What moons was Jango Fett recruited off of? He was recruited by a man named Tyrannus.
From it's not about where you're from; it's about the blood in your body.
Look, you don't get to talk about blood in our bodies at any point because the original, the fucking prequel trilogy brought in fucking midichlorians. Okay, we're not gonna bring up blood in bodies. We're just not. We're not gonna do that.
No. All right. But let's continue on with the talk. We got a little sidetrack. According to the Mandalorians, Jango is never a Mandalorian.
Have you met any Mandalorians before today?
I haven't met any today. I've never even met Peter. I've never met Pasquale.
I remember in
Pasquale. I said that completely wrong.
In the Force Awakens, when you have what's her name?
Amidala?
No. For the Force Awakens.
Oh, the Force Awakens. Right.
No. Lupita
Uh,
Nyong'o.
Maz Kanata.
Yeah, doesn't she have a Mandalorian flag at her base?
She does because she is a
Yeah.
safe haven for Mandalorians.
So okay,
She has Boba Fett symbol.
so they're not entirely disbanded
Sorry,
or
sorry, Boba Fett symbol.
Bubba, like Baba juice. Bubba tea.
Look, Garth, you're literally sitting here calling him the Joker at this point in time, okay? But you know
He
what?
was the Joker.
Send Garth the link. Get his ass in here.
I don't have Garth. Do I have you on Facebook?
I got Garth on Facebook. He's a loyal fan of the Call to Action podcast.
All right, go ahead and send him the link. Let's
Even though we're only a second favorite, you freaking traitor.
wait. Who's his first favorite?
To the Fanatics. Which, congrats on them getting 1,000 subscribers, by the way.
That's
If you
awesome.
weren't- if you
They
were
can
already
do super
subscribed,
chat
go
and
ahead,
stuff now.
go over there. It's a great time.
They can do super chats now.
They can.
As soon as you hit
I mean,
1,000 subscribers.
Rather than super
So even
chats,
if
just
you born on
Venmo me
Concord
money
Dawn,
directly.
a planet owned by Mandalorians, a planet ran and operated by Mandalorians, would still technically make him a Mandalorian. That's just it. Regardless of whether or not the government disavows you or not, he's still technically a Mandalorian. We're arguing semantics at this point.
All right,
But he's
so let's
still a
stop
Mandalorian.
arguing semantics.
They're not
Let's
semantics,
start
they're
talking about
Mandalorians,
the
dude. We
show.
covered this.
We got off track. All right,
Semantics.
so what I like best after that was we got this scene where he grabs after the spear scene, he's like, I gotta go take a pee. It's like the most simplest way to like, oh, I know something's gonna happen to you with the I gotta go take a pee. And I'm just gonna go look around the ship. And he gets basically sealed away in carbonite.
Shout out to Horatio Sands too.
Yeah.
Oh, that man crushed it.
He did great. Great in this episode. Thoughts on that whole thing. It kind of was sick. Like to know that like that is literally a main way to capture people from now on. Like it's like a mainstay.
How did he know the combination to his weapons locker?
That's
what I want to know.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. I was like, your code's that easy, buddy?
What's your code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the code an idiot would put on his suitcase. Quick, somebody change my suitcase code.
All right, so James, let's go to you first. Thoughts on this scene?
Something we've learned, at least from this episode, this Mandalorian knows no disintegrations.
No disintegrations. As you wish.
Bitch.
We're gonna come up to the part where I get to call a character Mary Sue soon. I like that because it's definitely it's a Mary. Listen, it's a Mary Sue scene. It is a Mary Sue scene, guys.
So here's a two-part defense. He's not really a Mary Sue quite yet because we haven't. He still has time to prove himself. Plus, he's a trained assassin. Number two, I think the whole Mary Sue argument is pretty bullshit in the way that we've heard it used.
And we have a special guest. We have a special guest.
You fucking traitor!
What is up, Garth? Did you watch the episode?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
would you be here if he hadn't?
But a kind friend let me watch it with him. So
nice. Yeah, James watched it with me. What did you overall thoughts on The Mandalorian? What did you think?
I really loved it. As I said in the statement, and as was said by you guys earlier, it's a nice man with no name Western. You know, the Clint Eastwood, Sergio Leone. They even add the touches of Ennio Morricone music. He even did the breaking in a wild horse scene. You know, all those nice
AKA the Mary Sue scene.
Yeah.
You know, see, even Garth agrees with me. It's a Mary Sue scene.
And also him with IG 11.
Yeah.
That was a Butch Cassidy and Sundance.
Yes.
That was totally like, oh crap, you know, we're gonna die here.
I'm igniting the self-destruction.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. All right, so we're
Taika Waititi is the voice of IG-11 is great.
Yes. We're in the
I'm gonna self-destruct. Don't. I'm gonna self-destruct. Don't. Yeah.
So we're in this spoiler area. So the entire time we're getting, I'm gonna self-destruct. Don't.
Yep.
I'm gonna self-destruct. And then he takes him out at the end when they say to terminate the little yodeling.
Well, he didn't need him.
Yodel. Yodel.
Not a
Yodel.
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 Shut the hell up.
Yodeling?
It's Yodi. It's baby Mark Riley.
Ha! All right, we're gonna call him Yodi from now on. For every yodeling, we're gonna call him Yodi. And until we get a name, Mark Yodi Riley will be forever known as that. We'll call him Baby Mark.
I think Yodi might, in real life might be a little under 50, but close enough.
A little under 50. No, but that reveal was intense because now where are they going with it? And why have we not seen this character in any other thing?
Yeah, well, and another thing is that the scene where he calms down the beast, I forget the names of them,
Blargs.
Yeah. And but that's sort of a force sensitive thing maybe. But and then the little Yoda, the little fingers touch, it's like
that'd be interesting.
The ET.
Phone home.
Exactly.
I called it phone home. I was like, it's phone home.
Maybe the Mandalorian's name is Elliot. Who knows?
Oh my god! That'd be awesome.
You just made me hate the Mandalorian.
No, stop it. Elliot's perfect. But that would actually bring a really interesting, all right. So we kind of talked about this episode for a little bit. I want to jump into theories now.
Yes.
Now we talked about force sensitivity. Now, what if he's a distant relative of the Jedi Mandalorian? The one who became kind of like a gray Jedi.
With the black lightsaber? Yeah.
Yes. Thoughts. Could that eventually happen? Will we see him in episode 9? Because this is going to wrap up right before episode 9 comes out.
It's possible.
It wraps up a week after.
Oh, a week after?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I thought there's only 8 episodes, right?
The final episode's on the 26th or 27th of December.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just I'll let you all know why I'm quiet. I sent out a tweet tagging Mark Riley that we are officially calling the young species a Yodi.
So it'll wrap up the 27th.
The 27th.
Which is the week
Merry
after,
Christmas. Yeah. Everyone's gonna die.
So what they're doing is they're tying in like EU shit here. Because if you've played either Coder or Coder 2, you can turn the Mandalorian Canderous into a Jedi.
That's cool.
Well, also, as you saw in the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, they have, I forget the name of it, but the Rebel ship and the little big
ghost.
Big fleet. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
we could see that integration of the Mandalorian.
Well,
somehow
here's
the
thing. We're unless they're gonna give Sabine the ghost, then because we're not gonna see why am I blanking on her name?
Hera.
I don't think we'll see Hera. I think that's way past Hera's time.
Well, no, we saw Hera. We saw the ghost in
Rogue One. But that was after. It's now what, 20 years, 30 years,
30 or whatever on the intercom too. Whether it's her dad or her
General Syndulla.
Yeah. So could be her.
Well, no, I think that was her because she is a general in the army, like at that time during Rogue One. But I don't, unless it's their kid that's flying the ghost, which it could be.
Well, did Kanan get her pregnant?
Yeah, she has a kid. It's said in the season finale, isn't it?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna fact check myself because I'm pretty sure she does.
You're setting the season finale. I made Jay laugh.
Go with disadvantage forever.
I've already been given that title, Jay. You can't do anything worse to me.
Yeah, again, I can tell you.
I think Jay's got a creative mind. I think he can do worse.
Stop being a fucking traitor.
They're not called yodels.
They're called Yodis. I've moved on from a yodel. That'll just be this one's name.
Yodel.
Yeah, and then, he has a they have a son together named Jason. Jacen. Jacen.
Damn it.
Jack and Hagar.
It's Jason. Still Sin.
Jackie.
No, but that's
It would be Doom then.
no. He's called. Wait,
Does
what?
Jason live at Crystal Lake? Right.
It's Syndulla.
Mandula oblongata.
Yeah,
That
Jason
still sounds
Syndulla.
like a
My
female
teacher
body
says
part
them-
to me.
My teacher says them.
So we could see that.
got
The gynecologist
power
said
and
my
nothing to
medulla is
use, though.
infected.
So we could see that as the pilot of the Ghost, because he'd be about probably 40.
30?
No, because the
Eight.
whole original trilogy is like 10 years, isn't it?
Well, 3 years and then no, it's like 6 years.
6. All right, so he's before when Rebels ends, he's like 2, I think.
Because it's 3 years between A New Hope and Empire, and I think it's 2 years between Ratji and or from Empire and Return.
Raji.
Ratji.
I think that's about right. I know it's 3 between 4 and 5. I'm not sure about 5 and 6. I don't know. I'm not.
Second Death Star.
I'm not. Like 50% of it, maybe.
Yeah, kind of.
If y'all couldn't tell, I am the least knowledgeable on this panel.
I'd have to look on Wikipedia for the real timeline. I don't have it memorized like some friends do.
She fought in the Battle of Endor that she and Canon have a son named Jason. So she survives till past the Return of the Jedi. Let's see.
All right,
How long?
I'm gonna head out real quick because I got more shit to do. Have fun, you guys, when you keep talking.
Yeah. So give us before you step away, give us your final thoughts. Any theories you might have, as wild as they may be. The whole kit and caboodle. What thoughts do you guys? What thoughts do you have?
My really okay. This is my full tinfoil hat thing. I think the mini Yodi that we saw this episode is going to eventually evolve and become one of Luke's apprentices he trained on Octu. And then we see it come back in Rise of Skywalker, and it helps usher in the new era of Jedis with Rey, and maybe they introduce Grey Jedis with him. That's a bit of a stretch, but it's about it. I really dug it. Hopefully, I really love the lore of the setup. Can't wait for more, and I really want more Werner Herzog and Nick Nolte.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. All right, have fun, you fucking nerds.
So 7. Original trilogy is 7 years.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds about right.
So he'd be probably about 8 years old.
Huh.
So,
I
Which-
the pilot ship, but
so 38. Yeah, he could be a substantial part of the resistance if you think about it, which is pretty cool. All right, but let's deep dive. Do you think we'll see Sabine? I mean, Dave Filoni is the director of this episode. He's helping writing. Do you think we'll see any hints of her? Because she was one of my favorite characters in Rebels.
I mean, there's a big possibility. I mean, especially if they're giving Filoni a little bit of free range here. They've trusted him with the animated stuff. Now we're getting into the live action shit, and this episode right here, this and the other episode that he's going to direct, really are laying the groundwork for him getting a live action movie. And now that Benioff and Weiss are out of their trilogy,
he might get the trilogy, which could be the fucking Mandalorian War. Please, he'd be the perfect director for the Mandalorian. As much as I want
up Malachor 5,
as much as I want to see a prequel to the prequels, the Knights of the Old Republic era, I'd rather see
Mandalorian War is.
Mandalorian War happens before that.
It's granted, it's still in the Old Republic.
Yeah,
well,
I got
the
you.
Mandalorians versus the droids, and then the Mandalorians versus the Jedi.
I want
that. See a
war.
Basilisk war droid. Okay,
I want to see
that far.
Well, you could do initially. He could set up the first 2 Mandalorian wars in this trilogy.
If that's the case, then I know we're getting off topic. I want to see Canderous Ordo.
Me too.
If that's the way we're going with this,
because that's got to be the main focus. That person's got to be the main focus.
The possibility of him being the possibility of Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian being a Jedi, I don't think so. Just
from that heritage. Could you imagine if it's from that heritage though?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're really talking about somebody who has to he's got to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. He literally has to be. He has to have the ability to do everything.
Well, you know who. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You know who was like that though? Kanan.
Kanan, the non-Jedi Jedi.
Just saying.
The non-Jedi.
He wasn't a master though. Yeah. He really wasn't. He was good, but he definitely wasn't a master.
As for Sabine being in the series, it's possible, but I'd also love if they just hinted at her with like graffiti on the walls.
Okay.
You know, like he's walking through like Mandalorian area and there's like this graffiti on the walls, kind of like Sabine was here and that kind of thing.
You bring up a good point, Garth. And that's one thing that I want to know. Is the planet still existent that they're on, that their safe haven was? Because it doesn't look like it with where they were in the Mandalorian. It looks like
they don't identify what planet that was. They don't identify most of the planets in this. But it was definitely a Mandalore refuge. I mean, they had a forge. They had the giant mythosaur skull and metal. You know, she was all set up to make armor, so they're there permanently for a while.
Yeah, so that's
not like they're nomads. They're there because you don't have a forge making armor and place people come if you haven't been there a while. So
yeah, that's the only thing that I want to. If you're going to say that they're refugees, are you going to give us? Because I think that flashback we get is the destruction of the planet.
Mm-hmm. That's when the battle drones attack and kill his parents.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get the destruction of the planet, and maybe that's how we get Sabine. Maybe she's the commander or the ruler at that point, and then maybe one of his quests, hopefully through multiple series, because I don't want this to be the only one. I know that they have said that they thought about it, but I know that it got renewed before it even premiered. I think. Which is great signs that people really love this. What I want is, if we're going to do that, I want to know more about this character. I know a lot of people are like, backstories are like shitty for characters, but like if you're in a TV series, it's a little different.
Well, I'm hoping it's like Wolverine. For a long time, we didn't know his real name, and you know, we finally got Logan, and we were like, oh my God, Logan, you know, but that was still about it. You know, exactly. Yeah, first name, last name. We for a long time we still didn't know. And so for me, I like I said earlier, and you guys did too, about the man with no name. He has a name hinted at in some of the movies, but it's not defined. And I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind no name, no mask off, just anonymous.
Yeah. No, I know we're gonna get the mask off. It's gonna happen. At least twice.
Pictures of it?
Yeah, I think there were, but I don't know if those were like people taking pictures beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, I have a feeling we're gonna get one without the mask. I think maybe his helmet will get shot off.
It'll be at the very end of the first season. We'll get it. It's like a little 30-second clip of him taking his helmet off and him just being like, "Holy fucking shit!"
a Finn moment. Except they don't curse in the series at all. You could tell when Pedro wanted to be like fuck.
When he got shot by IG-11?
Yeah, it was like that was like a moment that he was like fuck, and I was like,
it's a good thing he got that new pauldron, right?
Now, is this TV series TVMA because of the violence?
I think it's PG
14?
TV 14. Yeah.
TV 14. Yeah, no, but I think this is I'm excited for where this series is going to go because it shows so much of what the world can become. I know that people are like, don't have him connect to anybody, but if you connect them to the right people where it expands the universe, then let's do that.
Yes.
Because I'm tired of the universe. That's why I'm glad that they're finishing with the Skywalkers. I love the Skywalker series for the most part. There's some films that I kind of can do without, but I love this story overarching of an entire family. Give me something different now. Make the trilogy not about the Skywalkers. Don't introduce Yoda. I want the series 900 years before he was born.
I want the series when we get Darth Yoda.
That is not in canon. It is not in canon. We will not accept a Darth Yoda.
Oh, speaking of canon, a lot of the old stuff, the extended universe stuff, the books and comics are now not canon, but now they can start bringing it in like they did with Thrawn and Rebels.
Yep.
I think they're going
interesting to see. They can pick and choose, like, oh, we'll include this, but not that. And
well,
they can
they're
some of the Mandalorian.
Try to get Revan in there. They're going to try to
They need him.
Before they do any sort of trilogy.
Listen, I need Revan. I know other fans need Revan. Revan's story is so good. So good. Like, just him going back and forth between the dark and the light, like, it was a battle. And, like, for him to want to give that up, oh my God, I could talk about Revan forever. Revan's so good. Such a good character. No, I definitely think we need to get a Revan. I think we need to get a lot of characters that I need a Bane. I want a Bane. I want
technically canon. He's technically canon.
You're technically. I want an actual Bane.
Fuck off.
I want an actual Bane. Give me my Bane that I was promised. Batman.
Okay,
MAndalorian, I am here.
Way to sound like Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2.
Batman.
I can do it, Bane. What did I say?
Hello, Batman. Batman.
There you go. The cup.
Hello. No, but this was a great conversation, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, watch Transvail. You want to like. This is the channel that you want to subscribe to. But please check us out.
Critters and the Critical Role. Transvail is another option for you there.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Garth. No, but very much so.
Garth is now a Transvail chill.
He is a Transvail shield. We pay him secretly under the table with likes and comments galore.
I get health potions and
health potions, yeah. But no, keep your eyes peeled on the Filmatic Entertainment Network, and we got more content to come, especially more content like this, because I like talking about shows, I like talking about movies, and I'll have people on to talk about them. But yeah, no, guys. Garth, where can the people find you?
Nowhere. I mean, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram under my name, Garth McMurray. And actually, Instagram, I had to do Garth_McMurray because some other guy beat me to Garth McMurray.
Oh, no.
Doesn't post at all. I've messaged him. I'm being like, use it or lose it. Yeah, come on.
Shit or get off the pot.
Yeah. But this is my debut on a video chat, so
Hey,
Yay!
awesome. Yeah.
We got him in here just because we were bullshitting about Star Wars. That's what
Nice.
we're talking about.
Nice. And Jay, of course, my right hand man. Where can the people find you?
Oh man, I'm on Facebook, Jay Burns. I'm on Twitter at JBurns253. I'm on Instagram at bargang_Burns. All of these Burns end with a Z, like Zoltan. And you can find me every Friday playing some Transvale, and trying not to kill my animal companion.
Yeah,
Or companions, I should say.
companions, because
Spoilers!
you recently found a rat that you know likes you because you give him cheese.
That's one of my favorite parts of Critical Role is they don't keep track of their pets too well. They're always like, oh right, we just swam 1,000 yards and the pet was with us. And Matt Mercer's like, it's alive, whatever.
We didn't keep track, so sure.
And of course, you can find me here DMing, game mastering, whatever you want to call it, Transvale. We're gonna have tons more reviews. We're gonna have tons more talking topics. I'm getting really excited about the channel. It's kind of a safe haven for me because I'm stressed out a lot, and it's nice to just have people that I can talk to and have fun with. But of course, we love you guys, and have a great rest of your night.
Or don't.
Or don't. I'm not.